Hello, dear friends. It's with profound sorrow and with a true acceptance of God's will that I sit here today in my office to announce the passing on of another great woman. Her name is Vera Tannenbaum. Vera is mother to Sue. And every time I heard the name Vera, I also had Sue. They were like the two sisters. And they are mother and daughter, and among the biggest donors ever. The scalpels you see in videos, the gauze, the lidocaine, the medical supplies, over 80% of them have been supplied through Sue and Vera. And as much as I understand that when we graduate from this life to the next, that it's a promotion to glory, it is still painful to those who love the people that we are used to and whom we have grown to be fond of. Just recently, we also lost one of the big donors. Her name was Mary Chick. She was 91. And she adopted the children of a prostitute called Esther, who has 6 children from different men. And those kids don't know their father. Her own father rejected her. She has never been loved. And Mary Chick took her in as her own daughter. And through Mary Chick's support, Esther's children are going to school. They have a nanny called Deborah. You know the story. And so my heart was crushed, and I have been mourning Mary. She went too fast than we expected, and it was so heartbreaking to the Rise Up family. And now I've lost another one, Sue. Among the families she adopted is the family of Trufena. Trufena is mother to Catherine, who was raped by someone who had AIDS. And she was miraculously saved from catching the virus. That man ran away and finally died. But Mary remained with the pregnancy and gave birth to a son, Emmanuel. They are both free from the virus, and they stay with their mommy, their grandmama, Trufena now, this silly grandma. And so Vera has been sponsoring them and giving us supplies and jumping in here and there whenever we have a need. I just have to say it, and she will send in the money. And I've gotten this news just now from Sue, and it has broken my heart. I would want to share with my friends and partners because we are a family. We are a global family, guys. And if you don't know, I love you. Not just because you bring money to the organization I am privileged and honored to lead, but because you have trusted me against all odds. My own people sometimes don't even trust me. I have received very little support from within, from local setups. But you being so far away, You have trusted me enough to bring me your money. I don't take it for granted. And so I am going to read this email that I received from Sue. And please just pray for Sue. Let me first read the email, then we'll continue. Okay, I don't want to cry. I don't want to do that. Okay. This is what she says. I wanted to let you know that my mom left this cruel world yesterday. She had such a hard life, particularly her childhood, when her mother decided she did not want to be a mother anymore. My mom was 9. She lived with her father's sister's family for 3 years. By the age of 12, she was extremely overweight. She was teased unmercifully. She would be overweight most of the rest of her life. She lost 125 pounds more than once and 100 pounds another time. She had a strong will. From 12 to 16, she was a live-in babysitter or a maid for a couple of families. Then at 16, she married my father, who was an old man already. She had me within a year. When I was 3, she left him. She had quit school to marry, but took some key punch training. And key punch, she puts in the brackets and says it's the original way to enter information into computers. This allowed her to get a job and keep a roof over our heads. After I married and left home, she went back to school and became a registered nurse. She had a decent life for the next 10 years or so, but then had an accident at work and irrecoverably injured her back. From that point on, she lived with the most intolerable pain. Through it all, she never stopped loving God and helping others. She helped so many people, some of which were ungrateful and made cruel comments behind her back about her being so fat. But it did not stop her. She continued to help people as long as she was able. That's my mom. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Continue. That's my mom. One of her friends reminded me about mom playing piano, and her hands would flow across the keyboard. She played the whole keyboard. She had an amazing talent. I am glad she is with the Lord now, and the suffering is over. But Jim, I'm going to miss her so much. I cared for her in her disability for the last 20 to 30 years. She was my focus for so long. What am I to do now? I will do my best to trust in Him. I'm 69 years old and have to find a way to live alone. But I shall do my best to trust God. Thank you for listening. And I'll ask our friends to remember Sue in your prayers, please do. We are a family, and what unites us is love. And it's in times like this that our hearts are drawn to each other and to God. And Sue, I want you to know that I love you so much with my heart. I appreciate the sacrifice you have done. Big sacrifices to keep Rise Up Society going through medical supplies and money. I think you've also donated towards the hospital. You have a room there. Maybe I can't remember that. And maybe a room at the seniors' residence. But you are among the biggest donors we have. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. I joined together with my body, soul, and mind, and the Rise Up team here in Kenya, and our online team, our friends and partners across the globe who will be getting this video. They'll all pray for you. We appreciate you. One of the statements that you put there is some people who are ungrateful and who are making cruel comments behind her. I've just recently been going through some ingratitude from my friend who has been stealing from me, going to my mobile phone and transferring money when I really support. And when that happens from your loved ones, it is so heartbreaking, because you tell yourself, what did I not do? I have been there for this person, supporting them. Why would they steal from me? Why would they steal when I always did the best for them? But I think it's just human nature to be ungrateful. And yet we have a God in heaven who sees our hearts and understands our desires. When people are making fun of your love and turning it into weakness, the God of heaven is not blind. He sees that. And he brings solace, nevertheless. So I just want to take this time to celebrate your mama and to tell you that she's gone home, where we are all headed. She cannot come back, but we are going there. She can never have the pain again. She will never have ungrateful people around her again. The body that brought her tribulation, that brought her insults, is no more there, and she is clothed in a new body. She has a crown of righteousness prepared for her, and it glitters, and it glitters with many pearls and precious stones. When we reach home, strangers will hug her. They will know her name, and they will say, "Vera, you saved me." And she will say, "I don't know you." And these Africans that she blessed, these Jigger victims, they will say, "You brought the scalpel that removed the jigger from my feet, from my sitters. Thank you for helping me to have my peace." What a day that will be. I just say, let the will of the Father be done. We don't know anything. We are very plain. And we are only to be used as vessels in the Lord's palm. And I pray that Sue, even if your mama is gone and you are alone, I pray that you will still remain faithful to the calling of God, which is the good purpose for your life. As you live faithful to the promises of God, as you stay open to the voice of the Spirit, which He will speak in that stillness and smallness, like you have done, you will never lack companionship. The Lord will hold your hand. The Lord will lead you. The Lord will heal you and fight your battles. You are not alone. You are safe in the Lord's hands. Thank you for being faithful. And I love you with the love of God. I appreciate you and I honor you. And if at some point I fail to do that, just know that God does it. He really appreciates you. You are an honorable vessel in His hands. And that is what matters more than my gratitude or my opinion or my persona. Thank you, Sue, for being a blessing to me.